Hey guys, welcome back. Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today, I got about 4-5 hours to be alone, so we're going to be doing some Microsoft Flight Simulator, doing a kind of short, longish flight from Houston to San Diego. I've always wanted to fly an approach into San Diego, run one-way airport, approach over the city, hopefully. So that's going to be interesting. Yeah, so we're on the ground here. The jetway is being annoying and it's not like connecting to the aircraft, so we're just gonna get the plane started up now, starting with battery, parking brake now. Alright, that's set. Standby power. Alright. Ground services. We'll get the ground power up here. Alright. Request ground power. So that should get here soon. There it is. And should be connected any second now. And when it is, I will, here we go, ground power's on. There we go. Ground power switch is on, window heat. Align these, 1, 2. And emergency exit lights are already armed, seatbelt sign off. Initialize position and set our route. So down to the FMC now as the IRS is aligned. I am noticing that the new livery that I had chosen, the United livery, has a completely different front panel. Look at this. VNAV, LNAV, all the buttons are still there, but they look really different, and it's kind of confusing. I should get used to it though, so everything's still the same. Other than that, it all looks the same. So I'm going to go down here to the menu and FMC and set that. So now those should come online. Route. Oh, Kilo India Alpha Hotel for Houston, and then Kilo Sierra Alpha November. Flight number is 2678. Runway for takeoff is going to be 15 right. Starting with this, we'll just copy and paste our 0 fuel weight and our reserves. I'll just put it 1. Now, fuel, I do kind of want to get some extra fuel in here. So I'm going to do that now. If I go to the so weight and balance or something. Yep, fuel. So we're at 54% fuel. So I can decide to bump this up whatever I want. So I'm going to put it at around, I'm going to go for 75. Unless it's not going to let me. Alright, in that case, I think we do have to get the fuel truck, so I'll do that in a second. Just making sure my mic's working, you guys can hear everything, right? Okay. So cost index, in brief saying, cost index of 5. Cruising altitude might be, it's just 360. Flaps for takeoff, we'll go 15. 15 right's a pretty long runway, so 125. So trim is going to be 5.51. What I want to do right now though, so I'm going to go to the menu very quick, and I'm going to get a fuel truck out here. 25,000. 83. I want to get 35,000 in here. If that will let me. There we go. So once the fuel truck is connected and all that, I will start fueling. There's the fuel truck. No way that has enough fuel to... Oh, it's a little tiny fuel truck. This guy should be getting it hooked up. It's attaching it now. Is it attached? You gonna... So I gotta get fuel in here. I see the fuel line. There it is. I'm gonna start fueling. So our fuel should be getting ready. As we do that, we'll head back and continue with this. So trim, it says, should be at 5.52. We might want to come back to that later because the weight and stuff is changing with our new fuel. So cruising altitude though is still 3. That's climb and maintain, right? Runway 15 right. Um, 340. Wait, is it saying 340 now? Oh, I think it's saying 34 or 36. I'm gonna say 36. I think that's what I already put in there. So yeah, the trim is getting a little higher with our fuel here. Runway wind. That matters right now. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to the N1 limit in a minute. We'll just quickly make sure. Departure from Houston, runway 15 right, via the Bendito 5 departure with Kurger. So Bendito 5 and Kurger route. Arrival into San Diego is going to be the Hog Z, or no, Lucky 1. Lucky 1 arrival with Hogs as our transition. There's Hogs. And I believe it's going to be runway 27. Oh, I'm assuming it's going to be ILS, right? Runway 27. I'm not sure what approach it is. I'm gonna just go for just RNAV 27. There's no ILS apparently. Just go with that. Transition for that. Do we have? It just says Hogs. This is a little confusing. I'm not sure which one. Like, no. Arrival. I might switch our landing runway to 09. Yeah. I think I'm gonna switch it up to 09. Yeah, I'd rather have an ILS. So we're not going to be going over the city, I think, unless 09 is 90 degrees. So that would be... I don't think it's going over the city. We'll see. We can go into our legs here and check what our flight plan looks like very quick. Still loading in fuel here. Oh, I think 09 might be the city. No. Let me look at the airport chart here. Location chart. So if we look on FlightAware, 27 is the landing in from the city, which is probably what we want to avoid the taxi route. Is there an ILS for 27, or is it just... I think what I'm going to do here is go back. Let's see what we have. We have RNAV. I think I'm just going to do RNAV there, and then with no transition. I don't think I have one of those on SimBrief, so yeah, I'm going to just put that in, and we'll see what that looks like here. So 27, if I go into and then in between hogs and all that, go into SimBrief here. We should have a couple waypoints. We have ELP and SS. Are these okay? ELP, SSO, GBN. Unless it doesn't work, and then I won't put them in. Nope, ELP still works. ELP, SSO, SO. Nope, not SOSO. SSO, GBN. And then hogs exec. So that looks good to me. It says unable 270 knots at helix. I think we'll be fine. I'm gonna ignore that. I don't want to have to spend any more time on this than I need to. So it looks like Lindy, and then we need to join that. So Lindy looks like CI. I'll copy that. Put that in, putting that in there makes it look a little bit like that. And then we join there. I think that would work. Yeah. So we'd be joining at Sidhe. Let me look at these charts again. So I do have flight aware up here. So this is gonna be, I think we selected RNAV Z for runway 27. San Diego. So that looks like, let's see, where's... Yep, Sidhe is right there. So we'd just be catching it up through wherever we'd be, and then we'd join there at around 2000. And then we'd make our way in. Okay, that looks like it will work to me. I would like to join at Vida. Can I try and get that to work? I want to do Vida instead of... Yeah, that looks like it would work better. So in between Lindy and there, I'm going to put... I think it's VYDDA. I'm going to execute that, and then I'll copy and paste that into there. That looks that looks a lot better. That's just be a straight right-hand turn to join the RNAV there. So from departure here, we just make our right turn. And then, let me zoom out a little bit. See if you can. So, and then we just basically just make a, so straight to ELP, SSO, GBN, and then we'd fly straight in. So that all looks good to me for the route. Is fueling done? Fueling looks done to me, so I'll go back to menu, FS actions, and see if the fuel truck has disconnected yet. So if it has, that's probably something we should do right now. So fuel truck, we will release that. We'll head back to here and one limit, and we are going to just copy and paste everything into there to make sure. Everything's working. So the trim is now 5.75 and V1 speed is now 129. So 5.75 for trim. Alright, I'm excited for this. Let's get this show on the road. 5.75 degrees of trim. Alright, with that, next page, runway wind, all that. That all looks good. Not missing anything in there. No route discontinuity or anything in there. Looks good. All looks good to me. Alright, switch back to the map now and zoom it in a little bit. Alright, that for now. With that done, elevator trim is set and we'll begin APU start. So left and right, I guess left fuel pumps there, and APU start. Oh man, kind of want to just look through some of these camera views while we wait here, because there's plenty. We got number one. I think we do have some passengers on right now. Not quite sure. This does look really interesting. Just all these camera views. Microsoft Flight Simulator and PMDG themselves are amazing, because look at all these views. These are all crazy. Anyway. We'll switch back to the cockpit view. APU is started. And APU generators left and right. Are those left and right? And APU bleed. No, that's not the pack. APU bleed. Where'd it go? Where's the, oh, there it is, right? Nope. Where is the APU bleed switch? Is that it? Oh. Or is that on now? Yeah, I think that's on. I was really confused for a second. Ground services, release ground power now that APU started, so menu. Ground services, release ground power. We will turn the ground power switch to off. Ground power switch off. Fuel pumps, 1, 2, 1, 2. How much fuel do we have in each of our? We have about 35,000 pounds, just like I wanted. Next, fuel pumps. Electric hydraulic pumps, 1, 2 there. And we will get IFR clearance here from the airport.
Houston ground United 2678 IFR to Lindbergh, ready to copy.
United 2678 is cleared to Lindbergh Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 15 right, climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure frequency is 119.7 squawk 2443.
So they want us at 13,000 feet.
Cleared to Lindbergh Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 15 right, climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Departure on 119.7 squawk 2443.
United 2678 readback is correct. Contact ground on 119.905 when ready to taxi. Good day.
So for this here, I'm gonna load up the Houston charts. Let's see here. 15 right. What would that be? 15 right has a heading of it. Okay, 149.7. So basically just 150. Set that for our course here. 150 and also 150. Alright, and then speed and all that is good. So autopilot panel is configured. Transponder mode all the way down here, all the way to the right. Minimum's 150 radio. They haven't given us a, I'm gonna go into the ATIS here and get the
Houston Airport information Yankee 1500 Zulu. Wind 058 at 16. Visibility 10 in heavy rain. Sky condition 1,900 feet, scattered 5,000 feet, scattered few clouds at 14,400 feet. Temperature 27. Dew point 10. Altimeter tree 0.01.
doors are already closed.
ILS runway 8 left, ILS runway 8 right, and ILS runway 9 are in use. Landing and departing runway 15 right and runway 15 left. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact you have Yankee.
Alright. Got all that. I'm just gonna get these lights turned on here. Anti-collision lights as well. Anti-collision, there we go. Taxi lights are on. Parking brake release and start pushback. Before we do that, let me just try this. It's not gonna work. I'm not sure which way we're gonna be wanting to face, because that way just goes towards more gates. And I believe we're gonna be be facing this way. So I'm gonna get it set up for right there. I know it's probably not gonna work, but I'm just gonna try it anyway. And I'm gonna request pushback here.
To ground.
Oh, this one looks like
This is ground. Stand by.
this feels a little bit more promising now that we have actual narration. Last time, if you haven't seen that, probably go watch it. It's all glitchy, it's all bumping around. That wasn't fun, but hopefully now that we have this audio, it's a good sign. Whenever they have us release parking brake, we will do that.
Okay, sir. The bypass pin is installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Alright, then they're gonna,
Brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
here we go. You can see the aircraft's gonna go up. It should, at least.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
Or are you gonna
Start in the
glitch?
sequence.
Are you-
Please release parking brake.
I did. I did. Alright, engine, so it looks like a little less glitchy today, so engine start right. What was that? Do you hear that? Sounds like like a weird thump. I'm sure it's fine. Engine number 2 is starting up though as we make our way onto the taxiway here. Once you get that, I'll turn on engine 2, or I guess right engine. It is weird, on the bottom it's engine number 2, on the top it's engine right. Like, why can't it be, you know? It's confusing. Anyway. Engine number 2. Once you see that switch flick back, engine number 1 can now start. And fuel cutoff is up. So engine number 2 should be starting up now. Engine generator number 2, turn that on. Once you get engine number 1 started up all the way, turn on that generator as well.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking brake.
3, 2, 1.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Alright. Aircraft is now lowered, and
Ground.
engine
Startup is
number.
complete. You may disconnect.
Roger. Good engine start. Cleared to disconnect. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
And there we go. Engine number 1 is started. Turn on that generator 2. Close that little window. And APU generators off and off. Turn off APU bleed and the APU. Packs left and right. To auto. Yaw damper on up here. Yaw damper is on. Anti-ice. We are gonna need it at some point, and knowing me, I'll just forget to turn it on. So I'm gonna turn on both of those. Logo lights on. Position lights steady. Position lights to steady. Wing lights, keep those off. Pitot heat on. Two. Now I do believe that the landing, I'm just gonna set 100 for the landing altitude. Actually, I'm gonna go for 50. It's San Diego and it's over the water anyway, so I'm gonna set that to 36,000 our cruising altitude. What else do we have here? And that looks like that's good for taxi, so we'll get taxi IFR here.
Houston, Ground United 2678 with Yankee ready to taxi IFR.
I'm just making sure that everything's working.
Taxi 2 and hold short of
My
runway
mic.
15 right.
Yep.
The taxiway November Bravo, November Golf, November Charlie, Whiskey, Whiskey, cross runway 33 right, Whiskey, 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 Papa, Whiskey, Charlie. Contact tower
Lot of whiskey.
125.35 when ready.
You guys should be able to hear me okay. The audio looks like it's working. And the map and readouts there are also working, so let's get taxiing to the runway here. Should turn down the audio for me, it's a tiny bit loud. We'll acknowledge that 15 right. We already have that pre-programmed.
Runway 15 right, via taxiway November Bravo, November Golf, November Charlie, Whiskey, Whiskey, cross runway tree right, Whiskey, 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 Papa, Whiskey, Charlie, cross runway tree left November Echo United 2678.
Alright, 15 right. It's a very interesting taxi. Oh crap, where are we? Okay, we're a little bit to the left. I'm gonna move ourselves a little bit to the right here so we can get onto this taxiway. Must have gone on the wrong one. One five right. November Bravo, November Golf, November Charlie, Whiskey, Whiskey, cross runway 33 right, Whiskey, 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 Papa. Whiskey, 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 Papa, Whiskey, Charlie, cross runway 33 left, November. That's a really long taxi. Wait, hold on. If you look on the thing, it says cross runway 33 right, but then we said cross runway 33 left, November Echo, and that wasn't in the original readback, and they said it was correct. That must be some sort of glitch, because that's really weird. Alright. We're on November Charlie now. So we'll be getting onto Whiskey Whiskey. It's just me, or is there like a thump? Yeah. Tired. I probably shouldn't be flying a plane if I'm like tired, but whatever. Off to our left, I think these are the, I have no idea what gates these are. And then, so we're coming up on 15 right, about half a mile. So what's over here? So some more gates. Off to our right should be some more runways, yeah. Just get into where we need to be, Get into where we need to be, just get in there. Okay, I went, okay. Alright, that's me being super impatient. Taxiing is like my least favorite part of flying right now. It's just really boring. And I always get super impatient. But we're almost to the runway. Oh, okay. Man, I am like really bad at taxiing. Look at this. I am like look how bad I am at this. I did probably go super okay. Did he say line up and wait? I know he didn't say line up and wait, but I'm gonna line up and wait anyway. Because first of all, I'm pretty much already at the runway. I've got to make sure not to take off until I do my checklist and all that. This is just to make sure this is 15 right. Or a little bit to the left here. But I'm just gonna stop. Tune Houston Tower, and I'm gonna cross takeoff clearance as we do that.
United 2678 ready for departure runway 15 right IFR to Lindbergh.
United 2678, altimeter 30.01, wind 058 at 16. Cleared for takeoff runway 15 right.
Acknowledge
Cleared
that.
for takeoff runway 15 right United 2678.
I do have to get all that. So flap should be at 15 degrees. Landing lights, auto throttle, arm, VNAV on. Alright, VNAV is on. Parking brake release and takeoff. Just want to make sure flaps are at 15. Alright, everything looks good here, and I'm gonna begin. Here we go. Toga. Keep us on the center line here.
E1. Rotate.
Holy crap. We are getting pushed off of the runway right now. Heavy.
Ready to climb.
Landing gear coming up. We almost got pushed off the runway. We have 15 knots of direct crosswind there for takeoff.
United 2678, contact Cleveland
Cleveland departure. Cleveland is on the other side of the country, hon. Not sure.
Going to 119.7, United 2678.
They're having me do this for, but okay. Going flaps 5 as we make this right-hand turn here. Once we make this turn.
Cleveland departure, United 2678 is passing 2,400 feet, climbing 13,000 feet.
United 2678, Cleveland departure altimeter tree 0.01. Continue to scam as planned.
Bank angle.
Alright. We're looking good here. I'm just gonna try and keep us from going too high up. In a minute here, I am gonna switch to LNAV here and enable that. Alright. I think we're a little high above there.
United 2678 contact Houston Center on 120.4. Good day.
120 for United 2678.
Houston Center now. Sorry for not talking as much, I'm just trying to get this done. Passing through 10,000 feet now.
United 2678 Houston Center altimeter 29.9. Continue to SHAAK as planned.
Auto brake. We are passing above here, so I'm gonna go flaps all the way up and bump our speed up to 245 if the auto throttle there we go. Everything's looking good. Continue on to Shack. And Bendito coming up now. Do have some crosswind. Coming up to 13,000 feet. They're probably going to have us climb. So looking at this, flaps are all the way up now. Runway turn-off lights and taxi lights can come off through 10,000. And if they're not going to have us do anything now, I'll probably ask them to get us up to 3,000. Nope. Alright, we'll acknowledge that. They're having us climb to 260.
Flight level 260, United 2678.
Bump our speed up here to 265. Next waypoint is Cuz in 22 miles ish. If I do want to, I could speed us up a little bit, so I might do that. Bump our speed up to 275. Yeah, go to 285. climbing out of here. Does look like there is some storm. Weather I did not check. Let me double check like the radar very quick. Oh, I'm climbing. I just want to see exactly what's going to be happening. So it looks like pretty calm weather. We might be flying through a storm here, or like there is a storm system now around Houston, but other than that it should be a really, really calm flight. I think that is what we're seeing all the way around us right now, is the weather. Also, I am going to zoom out on the map for you guys. So the College Station is currently where the massive storm is. So that's what it's gonna be for now. Passing through 16,000. I'm just gonna make sure that everything's still looking good here. Map, of course, is all working. Still got a ways to go until we get to San Diego. It's gonna be pretty chill. Once you get to 26,000, I'm assuming they're gonna have us do something here, but we'll see. They might give us 360. I mean, they did 13,000, 26,000. We do have 360 in our flight plan that I put in the sim, so I'm assuming that's what it should be. I'm gonna switch to standard now that we are past 18,000. Auto brake, just fix that up. Autopilot altitude, all that. Okay. So we really don't have much to do until we get to 26,000, so I'm just gonna relax for a little bit. Alright, they're having us go to 34,000. I think that's gonna be the altitude, our final cruising altitude.
United 2678.
I'm gonna request an increase by 2,000.
Houston Center, United 2678. Request flight level tree 60.
United 2678 climb and maintain flight level tree 40. Expect flight level tree 60.
Alright. It's just gonna be a really chill climb.
Climb
So,
and maintain flight level tree 40. Expect flight level tree 60. United 2678.
there should be some sort of storm system off to our right. Yeah, looks like a lot, some clouds. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So, yep, just still climbing.
United 2678, contact Houston Center on 1.2.15. Good day.
132.15. United 2678.
Over frequencies now. We're getting close to our cruising altitude here.
Houston Center, United 2678 is at flight level tree 10, climbing flight level tree 40.
United 2678 Houston Center. Continue to Puffer as planned. United 2678 climb and maintain flight level tree 60.
Climb and maintain flight
And
level tree 60.
giving us
United
our
2678.
clearance to 360. Why are we going so slow? Oh, okay. Well, I want to bump the speed up to like 0.75 because I don't understand why it's going so slow, but yeah, there we go. So I'm like, we're really close to the low airspeed. We're not even going 250 knots. So, yep. We're almost to our cruising altitude now. we are now at our cruising altitude. I am a little confused as to why we can't go any faster than this. We're going 250 knots, and I don't have any flaps, I don't have any spoilers out. Like, I don't understand at all. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me why we can't go faster than this. Like, Mach 0.8 is like pushing it still. I'm gonna look this up because I'm kind of confused. So, yep. Let's see.
United 267
Okay.
8 contact
Well,
Houston Center on 125.65. Good day.
125.65.
I am going
United
to turn
2678.
the seatbelt sign that I never turned on off so that the passengers can roam around. And as I do that, I'm gonna put you guys in a nice little camera view here while we wait for that.
Houston Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
I do kind of like this view. I think it looks pretty good.
United 2678 Houston Center. Continue to PSDUR as planned.
Let me go with this one right here. Up, number 4. And I'm gonna close that up and close that up for you guys, and you guys just get to relax. So yeah.
132.3 5 for United 2678. Houston Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Houston Center, continue to CRGER as planned.
134.2 for United 2678. Houston Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678, Houston Center, continue as planned. United 2678, contact Houston Center on 132.35. Good day.
Going to 132.35, United 2678. Houston Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678, Houston Center, continue as planned.
United 2678. Houston Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678, Houston Center, continue as planned.
135.875 for United 2678. Albuquerque Center, United 2678 flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center. Continue as planned.
I'm back. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Yeah, you should. Okay. So, we're over... Where are we over right now? We're over pretty much nowhere, Tech. We're over Pecos. And we should be going... We're heading towards Las Cruces. I think we're going to be heading over El Paso, too. I don't think we're going to be going over Mexico, but we might. We are getting pretty close to New Mexico. Once we get there, it's just straight through over Tucson, and then we'll make our way to San Diego. I am gonna switch the camera view as well. I'm gonna go in the cockpit very quick to make sure not like over speeding or something. We still got 128 miles until our next waypoint there. We do have quite a bit of headwind, but should work well for landing. Everything seems to be pretty relaxed. Yeah. So who are we currently talking to? We're currently talking to Albuquerque. But yeah. Go back here and I'm gonna switch over. I think I'm gonna go for this camera view for a little bit. And that's it for now.
13.2.65, United 2678. Albuquerque Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center, continue to Echo Lima Papa as planned.
Back. They mentioned the waypoint here, and I just want to make sure that nothing's going on in the cockpit. Because usually once they mention the waypoint, you know, you're a lot closer to like having to descend. So I'm just gonna see what our top of descent is. How far away? It's good. Yeah, it's pretty far away. We still got like this is like maximum range, I believe, too. If I go to and we still got quite a while, so I will just head back, switch back to the camera there. Currently over, almost over El Paso right now. Not sure if the flight plan puts us over Mexico. I don't think it does. No. Yeah. Should be pretty calm. Not much going on, so.
United 2678 contact Albuquerque Center on 128.2. Good day.
Going to 128.2, United.
I had this on AI
2678.
communication, so I gotta be really careful because sometimes it will just
Albuquerque Center,
agree
United
to something
2678,
that I don't
flight
really
level
want
tree
it to agree
60.
to, which can get annoying sometimes, so we'll see.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center, continue to
Anyway.
Echo Lima Papa as planned.
Still cruising at 36,000, so. quickly, I do need to. Oh wow, it got really quiet. I do need to set something in the controls here. I'm just gonna. And I'll apply that. I actually did save that for landing. I didn't want to forget it.
United 2678, contact Albuquerque Center on 134.45. Good day.
134.45 for United 2678. Albuquerque Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center. Continue as planned.
I'm just gonna do another quick check in the cockpit because I don't think I can hear warnings from here. We're looking good fuel wise. We might have too much fuel. I'm not sure how we're gonna take care of that. But yeah, we do have quite a bit of fuel. We have about we still got about 24,000 pounds left, so it might be landing with a little bit too much fuel, so I guess that's going to be interesting. Anyway, back to here. I'll switch the camera again. I'll actually put it on this one for you guys. I think this is a pretty good camera view here. So yep, still continuing on to San Diego as planned. scaring the crap out of me. What is going on here? I'm gonna go into the cockpit because I don't not like. Hold on. Okay, that was just a turn. Okay, we're good. We have 175 nautical miles until Gibbon, and then that's gonna be our first waypoint. So, okay, phew. Where are we right now, too? That's my question. We are over. Ooh. We've passed through New Mexico. We are now over Arizona. I'm gonna switch over to the left side, yeah, because we might be able to see Phoenix. Probably not. I'm gonna be going over Tucson, and then we're gonna make our way just across there into San Diego. So, let's see. It's all good. I'm gonna switch from this camera to, probably can't hear me, can you? Did I? Okay. Let's see, we got this one, this one. I'm just gonna cycle through all of them. This one, this one, this one. Probably gonna be looking at the left side. That one, this one. Why, I like that one, actually. Now I'm gonna put it... put it on here. Alright. That's pretty much it. We're still talking to Albuquerque. So yeah. See ya.
1 tree 2 decimal tree 5, United 2678. Albuquerque Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center, continue to Golf Bravo November as planned.
Off to our left, I believe that is the city of Tucson. Yep, that is Tucson, Arizona. Right now, however, they are doing the whole thing where they're giving us an actual waypoint to continue to, which usually means that there's something to do. We still have 108 nautical miles left to get to Gibbon. So even at like, okay. So we got about, yeah. So I think I'll keep it in the camera for now, and I'll come back to it in a little bit. Anyway, over Tucson now, and yeah, man, cruising is really chill. Like, I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just sitting here and whatever. Anyway, yep, enjoy this part.
United 2678, contact Albuquerque Center on 125.4. Good day.
Going to 125 decimal for United 2678. Albuquerque Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center, continue to Golf Bravo November as planned.
125.25, United 2678. Albuquerque Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Albuquerque Center. Continue to Golf Bravo, November as planned.
I think that turn means that we passed our waypoint, so I'm heading to the cockpit. Yep, we did pass our waypoint. Okay, so from now on, things are going to get a little bit more interesting. We're getting, I believe we're somewhat close to, yeah, our top of a descent is in about 80-ish nautical miles. What I do need to do first is set up our stuff here. I think we might have a little too much fuel for landing. Let me look at my sim brief so I can see what the minimum landing fuel is, or like minimum landing weight, or maximally landing weight, because I might have put a little bit too much fuel in here. Minimum takeoff fuel. Landing weight, let's see. 58,000. What's our zero fuel weight is 55. So they're saying we should have around 3,000 pounds of fuel. We have about 22,000, so we might need to enter a holding pattern around. Actually, I'm gonna look at some of these holding patterns here. And so this might be a little longer of a flight than we would expect, but I really don't want to crash this plane, so that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go into flight aware here, and I'm just gonna start looking for any holding patterns for San Diego on our approach. I'm gonna go here and look for maps. So I do want to enter a holding pattern. We're using the, what's our arrival here? Lucky 1 RNAV. Let's look for a suitable holding pattern for what we're looking for here. Looking on the map, there is one at Desert. Let me look at which ones where, because I know, let's see, Lindy Lucky. Let me double check our plan here so I can see exactly what it wants us to do. Helix, Jack, K. Where's Helix? Helix should be on here, I believe. Yep, Helix. So if we do want to enter any sort of holding pattern, we might want to do, we could just do a holding pattern at Helix or something like that. Or we could do a holding pattern at just any waypoint really. There is one at Desert, but that's not the route we're taking. We're passing we're passing through Hogs. So there is one at Imperial, we don't want to do that. So probably at Helix I will set up a holding pattern here. If I think, let me just see. Go to legs or something, or I'll be figuring this out. I haven't done a holding pattern before, so let me just look around. I'll figure that out. I don't believe that I'm watching a YouTube video right now on how to do this, but there is a hold page. So at SARGs it says, so fix SARGs, there's one apparently. Let me look here. Well, SARGs is past the runway, and I'm not sure if I want to do that, because winds are lining up pretty perfectly for that runway, so probably Helix if I can get one to work right. Okay, so that should work when we're ready for it. We'll hold that Helix for a little bit to try and burn off some fuel. I mean, we currently have 21,000 pounds. There is no fuel dump available. It's fuel flow. Huh. So I could technically, if I wanted to save some time, I could do a dump, or I could go into the weight here and like decrease the amount of fuel in here. Actually, that doesn't work. It resets it. So now, as you can see, you only seem to be draining fuel in the main tanks. So I guess in the center. So we're fine right now. What's our? We currently weigh 118,000 pounds. That cannot be right. And our max landing weight, according to what is SimBrief, is saying something like 55,000. So that cannot be right. Payload is 13,000. Fuel is 21,000, and empty weight is somehow 83,000 pounds. So it's gotta be, I don't know what our like maximum landing weight should be. Max takeoff weight is 155. Max payload is 50, and then max allowable fuel is 46. So I think we should maybe enter a holding pattern for a little bit. I don't want to land with too much fuel. Like, let me look up this real quick. Okay. Okay, the maximum landing weight is around 144,000, so technically we should be fine. I still want to try the holding pattern for at least like 10 minutes to try and burn off some extra fuel. I haven't done it before. Learn a little bit, and hopefully it won't, he'll just help us not die. So I also do need to go into the init ref here. Configure that. So gross weight is that KSN27. Okay. So I don't want to do a flaps full landing. How long is the runway? 9,400 feet. So 137 or 140. I would want to do 137. With the winds the way they are lining up, I feel like 140 would be fine. I'll paste that in. We don't need to figure out the alternate destination right now. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good.
United 2678 contact Los Angeles Center on 1.3.65. Good day.
So I am gonna turn off.
1.3.65 for United 2678.
I'm gonna turn off the auto.
Los Angeles Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
Los Angeles Center. Continue to HOGGZ as planned.
Yeah, I just don't trust it anymore because usually it will say something like, "Oh yeah, sure," or whatever. It will just accept anything that it's given, even when I don't want to do something. So right now, I think everything will look good. We're doing RNAV runway 27. Oh, that looks good. Just the only problem is the current fuel might be a little bit high. So I could have gone without fueling up at the airport. I just thought 24,000 pounds is quite a bit, because I've run low on fuel on some other occasions. But how far are we to? Okay. We're coming up on hogs here. Here we go. Making a right turn. Top of descent is going to be at Kabola, which is within 20 nautical miles, so we might get there pretty quick. Yeah, at the speed that we're going. We're going 265 knots, which is 400. We have like perfect headwind, which is really weird, seeing we have 44 knots of headwind. Confuses me a little bit, but let me look at weather. There's not really much going on. It's pretty clear. Just want to make sure it's like live weather. Yep. Oh, my eyes. Staring at a screen for the past. How long is this flight been? How long is OBS? 3 hours. It's been. Oh crap! We are getting close to. Would you look at that? We're almost in California, so this is going to be interesting here. 30. So. All right. I guess we'll see how this goes. Right now, cruising checklist. Autopilot altitude, that does not matter. Auto brake, we can probably should configure that now. I'm gonna go auto brake 2. Seatbelt sign, it's already off, I believe. Yeah, it's off. I'll turn that on when I feel like it. Init ref, we've already set that. Altimeter, oh, that's good. So, I wonder if I have enough time to go to the bathroom. Hold on. I'm gonna try it. Hold on. Okay. Before we start our descent and everything gets super crazy, I do want to start a recording here in Sky Dolly. That's what I use for my replays. Let's see here. The map is working. Progress bar overlays running well. Why is it? Okay, that was weird. It was like trying to descend for a second. We're not at our top of descent yet. We are almost there. Audio and all that's running well. Alright. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Is that Yuma? Yep. So this is, I'm just doing a quick look outside of the plane. So this is the Colorado River, I believe. So we are officially now, we are officially now in California.
2678 contact.
And the second we do that, they're having us switch over to Los Angeles. How convenient.
Good day.
Alright, so we almost are at our top of descent.
2678.
Seatbelt sign, I'm gonna turn that to off now before we get our... Alright.
Los Angeles Center, United 2678, flight level tree 60.
United 2678 Los Angeles Center. Continue to FOLA as planned.
So that's configured, inert ref is good. Autopilot altitude, we're not gonna configure that right now until they give us a descent instruction. Altimeter, not until 18,000, landing lights and all that. Okay, so right now, we're good. We got a little bit left until we hit our waypoint. I'll probably have to put some spoilers out to help us slow down. Speaking of slowing down, I'll drop us a couple knots very quickly. Because I can imagine any second now. How much? Yeah, we have pretty much right here. She's gonna probably give us, like, I'm gonna say, ooh, I could call 24,000. Fleet level 240 is what they're gonna have us descend to start with, as we reach our top of descent here. See if I'll be right. Here we go. We are at the top of descent now. Or pretty much there. Next is Karma.
United 2678.
Ah, 28,000. I was not far off though.
280.
280. I want to put out spoilers. So autopilot should be able to get us. I'm gonna drop us just Mach 0.75. Oh, sorry.
Transmission.
Yes, I heard you. Acknowledge.
Descend and maintain flight level 280, United 2678.
So right now, everything seems to be configured. I don't think we need to configure the ILS navs or anything right now, since they don't have anything. So this is HC code. Okay.
United 2678. Your transponder appears inoperative while malfunctioning resets squawk 244 tree.
I did not know. I had no idea that that happened, or that could happen. It's on 2443 now, but I fiddled with it, and then I've never had that message happen before. That's interesting. Inoperative or malfunctioning, huh? Oh wow, we're descending fast. Holy crap, look at this. 5,000 feet per minute. And we're somehow maintaining our speed too. I mean, I'm trusting the plane here. We're definitely going in a little low. Or a little low. Mach 0.76? 5. Yeah, 5 is... Oh, wow. Look at that. Now when we're descending, it's all opening up, and we can get to speeds like that. That's weird. Okay, in that case, I'll bump it back to Mach 0.72. So Mach 0.72 is still above 250. That's crazy. I had no idea that that could happen. I got scared for a second because I thought they were going to, like, cancel my clearance or whatever. I've had that happen before where I've, like, forgotten to get, like, a takeoff clearance. I'll take off and then it gets, like, canceled and it's a pain. So, right now, where are we? This is... Oh, yeah, this is probably Tijuana, right? Technically, I'm looking at Mexicali. I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit. Just wanna make sure mic is working, audio's working. Alright. Oh, it has been 3 hours since we started this recording. Houston. Man, if you asked me where I left, I probably would have said, like, somewhere else. I just... 3 hours is a long freaking time. Anyway. We're at 28,000. Alright, are we gonna get another descent clearance? We are 3,000 feet below, so maybe not. You probably are like, wow, they descended super quickly. Spoilers are still in flight, D10 though. I think the plane is just letting... If I were to put the spoilers up, it's gonna bring the throttles all the way back to try and... Alright, and now it should pull it back a little bit, and we should stay where we need to be. So any second now they should give us probably like 13,000 or something like that. Passing Karma. Headwinds are looking pretty good here for San Diego. At least the runway 27, which we're landing on.
United 2678.
14,000, so not 13, but pretty dang close.
Descend and maintain 14,000 feet. United 2678.
And we're not heading select, not heading select, not heading select.
United 2678 descend and maintain
Ah.
flight level 240.
Okay, as long as it follows on that. I accidentally clicked heading select instead of
Descend
level
and
change,
maintain
but...
flight level 240. United 2678.
So San Diego should be up there somewhere. We probably can't see it from where we are. We're still over El Centro, but we're pretty much heading straight towards there. Oh, that was interesting. They had us fly directly in between the these two Air Force ranges, and it looks really cool. Look at this. You probably should see it. But we basically just threaded the needle, and that was interesting. Follow aircraft. I'll zoom in a little bit more so you guys can... So I think Imperial here is where there was a holding pattern for us, but as long as... I think the plane handles the requirements here pretty well, so 240 or above here. I'm gonna knock back the speed now. It switched into indicated airspeed. I'm gonna go back to 275, which is a little bit backwards. Toss out the spoilers very quick to get a little help with that, and spoilers back up. There we go. So about 900 feet below here.
United 2678.
Alright, 190.
Flight level 190.
Descend and maintain flight level 190. United 2678.
Oh man. What's that? Okay, let's go. Is that? No, that's not the color. Oh man. Still here. Winds at 255, so pretty close to 27. We're probably gonna get a descent instruction through yeah, so they originally wanted us to get to 14, then they changed it to 24, so imagine now it's gonna be 14. I probably shouldn't do that. I should probably put it back up to 19. But speed probably can be dropped back another 5 knots. Oh, autopilot still. Alright, spoilers out here. Spoilers up. There we go. Spoilers really are amazing. We do need to enter that holding pattern at Felix. I totally forgot about that. I wonder what the air traffic control is gonna think of that. I think that might be a problem. If they say to do something, we'll do it. But I feel like they'd. So after this, we are gonna have that holding pattern. And we are gonna try and get it set up for. So I'm gonna do exec here.
United 2678 descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Keep speed not above 270 knots.
Descend and maintain 12,000 feet. Keep speed not above 270 knots. United 2678.
So Helix is in about 17 nautical miles. If I look on our range here. Okay, so it has already pre-grammed that holding pattern. So we're gonna hold there. I set it for about 5 minutes. It says best speed would be 218. So I think that's what I'm gonna try and drop our speed to, is about 218, just for that holding pattern as we're getting close to passing through it. I'm gonna try and like stay in this holding pattern because we have to be above 12,000, and I really, really hope that the air traffic control doesn't mess us up with this, because this is like a first time thing, and I swear if something happens with this holding pattern that just like, okay, I have it set for about a 5-minute thing here, and I'll hold there for a little bit until I decide I want to not hold there. I want to burn some fuel for about 20,000 pounds, and I think apparently the best way to burn fuel is to keep spoilers out and stuff like that. It will burn fuel much quicker. So let's see what happens here. We're about 1,000 feet above now. Is it trying? I don't understand why it's unable to descend quicker than this. Why can't you just descend quicker? Like, you can descend quicker and then it will, switch from standard to, I have no idea what the altimeter is, so I'm not gonna bother with it right now. I'm just mostly concerned about getting in this holding pattern here. Oh, it's on vertical speed, that's why. Level change, please. There we go. 850. 900. Come on. I know you can. 950, 1000. Okay. I just need a little bit more juice to try and get down there a little quicker, because we do need to burn some fuel. Coming up on Helix now. About 1,000 feet above where we need to be, but once we enter this holding pattern, we should be able to. This will be interesting here. Here we go. It should be pre-programmed already to do a right turn. If it doesn't, whatever, we'll just have to land with our extra bit of fuel, but really it shouldn't be a problem here. Oh, let's just see. I have it set for 5 minutes. Leg time here. And the wind is changing. It's now crosswind, but hopefully I can get one single notch of flaps dropped enough to get this to work. But let's see here. Is the flight director gonna have a start a turn? Is it turning? Is it gonna work? Is it gonna turn? Is it gonna turn? It looks like it's already in there. Alright, Helix. There we go. So it is going to enter this holding pattern. We were instructed to keep speed not above 200, so I am going to drop a notch of flaps in hopes that it will help us burn fuel a little quicker. I'm dropping flaps 2. I believe it should be going there. I'm in this holding pattern, so it should hopefully burn some sort of fuel. Spoilers are out and all that. Now it's saying we're low, but it's just because we're descending well in this holding pattern. I'm dropping flaps 5. Okay, flaps 5 is definitely not gonna work for us here. We could drop landing gear to help burn off some extra fuel. That is something you can do. Increase the drag here. Yep. Here we go. It's increasing. A lot of drag here. Spoilers and landing gear out right now.
United 2678, keep speed, not above 250 knots.
Roger that. Not above 250.
Keep speed not
Here we
above
go.
250 knots. United 2678.
Just keeping the engines around 80% here, just trying to keep us in this pattern here as we pass through 12,000. I really hope the air traffic controller doesn't have us descend right now. I don't think they will, because we're in a holding pattern and it probably knows that something's up and that we don't really want to descend right now, but we'll see. So we can exit hold whenever we want. So right now we've already burned quite a bit of fuel just by doing this. I think I'm going to set it to 15 minutes instead. Whatever. I think I just press exit whenever I want it to exit. So for now, we're just going to remain in this holding pattern. I'll switch over to the camera here, because everything seems to be fine. The plane's handling it by itself, and if not, it's not handling it well, then I'll come and fix it. But right now, burning fuel, which is what we want. So yeah, switch over here to the showcase camera. There we go. So that should work for you guys as we stay in this holding pattern. I'll be watching here. But so yeah, that's how this is gonna work for now. We'll exit when we get a little lower on fuel. So yeah. gonna do a quick checkup here on the cockpit. So we've burned about 2,000 pounds of fuel already. This is working. See, landing gear is still down, just trying to burn off some fuel here with some drag. Flaps 5 does put us in a little bit of a not good situation here. Actually, it doesn't. So flaps 5 might actually help us burn some more fuel. And air traffic controller has been really quiet for the past little bit, so obviously they're okay with this. 20 nautical miles until we hit Helix again. And currently for me it is, let's see, what time is it? 12:49 p.m. on September 9th, 2023. I've decided that at 1 p.m. on September 9th, 2023, I'm gonna exit the hold. So we have about 11-ish minutes left. So if you don't want to watch this, you can skip ahead, or you can watch and make me money. Nah, just kidding. I don't make money. I want to though. Anyway, yeah. Just more holding patterns to get rid of some fuel. Engines are at 88%, so they're guzzling fuel right now. I'm gonna start it now on this like second round here to see if I can see how much fuel we've actually like burned. Fuel used. Okay, well, yeah. That's fine. So, yeah, see ya. Okay, so a couple of chores and waiting around later. It is exactly 1 p.m., so let's see if the air traffic controller... Okay. So that's good news. If we go to the cockpit here. I could do... I'm gonna exit hold right here. Wait, what? Is it gonna exit it on the next route around? Alright, I think we've done a good enough job. We're out of fuel in the center tank, but now it's saying, look at the... Okay, so we're on that. Okay, now it's coming together, making sense. So I am going to, once we get stabilized here, actually probably once we pass through Helix, I will disable, or I guess bring up the landing gear and bring up all the flaps as well, and bring our speed back up. That did work. We burned at least 4,000 pounds of fuel in that holding pattern. 4,000 pounds more than you would have without it, so I've got that as a success. So, alright. Yep. So, we just gotta wait until we pass through Helix again. Air traffic control should hopefully get talking back to us in a minute. I'll probably do, if I do this, I'll probably get him talking.
Los Angeles Center, United 2678, requesting vector to next waypoint.
United 2678, continue to JACKK turning and following, heading 255, proceed on course.
Continue to JACKK turning and following, heading 255, resume home navigation, United 2678.
I don't know what the altimeter is right now.
To JACKK turning and following, heading 255, proceed on course, United 2678.
So that's annoying. Anyway, we should be getting to Helix in a little bit, but I probably do want to speed up that process. So once we straighten out here and level off, alright. We're gonna bring up the landing gear here. Alright, landing gear is up. Bringing up. Bring up. Now that flaps are all the way up, I'm going to bump up our speed here to 245. At 16. Wow, we burned at least like 8,000. That was a crazy amount of fuel that we burned there. So now we just have left and right fuel tanks, fuel left. So should be enough to make it to San Diego now. I did select exit on the. Alright, so they did say direct jack. So there we go. Unable 250 with jack. Whatever. Alright. Making sure my mic is good, right? Yep. So if you look on the map, you could see our holding pattern there. What's interesting is that one of them was a little longer. That must have been the last one that we just did. But so we're now out of our holding pattern with way less fuel than we had before. Let's see. We have how much longer until we actually get to San Diego? We're flying heading something right now. It's gonna be a little bit of crosswind, I believe, for landing. That's the worst part about having a one-runway airport. When the wind doesn't listen, you're kind of screwed. Is that the airport ahead up there? No, that might be it. I don't know where it is. It could be in front of us. Let me look on here. Let me see what. Okay, so yeah, then we join at Vida, we make a right turn, and then worst case scenario, we have to do a holding pattern at Sargs to get our, I think where we're now. We're heading straight towards Jack, Aztec, Jeeves, Lucky, Lindy, Vida, CG, and then all the way to runway 27. So everything seems to be going well here. I will just go back to that. Nice. Oh, speed brakes are still armed. Could probably disarm those and be fine. So right now, everything seems to go well. It was only really a 15-minute delay on top of the flight, which isn't bad. Could have been worse. So, see, the throttle's dropping, trying not to break the law, considering that we were instructed. Here, let me bring it back for a second just to... I don't understand. They haven't given us an altimeter yet, which is kind of annoying. But hopefully they give it to us soon, because we need it at some point. We also need to be at 11,000 by Jack if it's gonna, you know, because we have to start descending sometime, ATC, come on. To be fair, we are still low of the glide slope here. So we're joining at Lida, or Vida, so Lucky, Lindy, Vida, so it's basically just a slight left-hand turn to join that RNAV for runway 27. And so we'll bring this down quite a bit, so now we just have that. So we have 8 nautical miles to go until Jack, our first waypoint, or I guess our next one really. It looks like a little bit of like haze right now, so it shouldn't be that bad. So I'm just gonna chill for a little bit. Never mind.
Descend and maintain 10,000 feet, United 2678.
I'll drop spoilers here for this descent, so the plane will descend faster. Can I please just get an altimeter? I'm like passing through 10,000 feet and I haven't gotten a single altimeter thing. Also, have I set the approach reference? Yeah, 30 flaps, 140 for landing, so it would be interesting. So we're descending pretty fast, should be getting to 10,000 right now. Alright, here we go. So we are gonna be well within the Jack. This is 10,000 below or 10,000 or above. So, oh my gosh. Whew. What are these next two waypoints up here? So we're descending to 8,000. I'll acknowledge that, and I do want to bring back our speed here to 235.
2678.
Spoilers are still out. Anyway, we're just kind of... Ooh. This is like... What mountain range is this? This is strangely scary. Looks like we're hitting some rough turbulence now a little bit. Should be good though. Alright, getting close to 8,000. Aztec, we have to be at 8,000 or above. We have not gotten a single altimeter yet, and I do not want to stay at standard this whole time, because this could easily get really bad if we don't get an altimeter from the... Alright. Approach should give us one though, 6100. At 6100, I'm gonna roll this back to about, I'm gonna go back to 215 now. Spoilers are still out here to help with that. Is there a landing trim or anything that needs to be done? Alright, 6100 or above here. I think something might be happening here where they're having us descend to like the altitude there, so 6100, and then we have a decel waypoint coming up here. SoCal approach. Alright. So they're gonna have us switch over to approach here. I'll acknowledge that.
124.35 for United 2678.
Passing through. Getting close to 6100 here. We have to be at 6000 for lucky. And this is where we begin our turn to join the RNAV for
SoCal approach United 267
there.
passing 6,600
Once we hit decel, I'll drop it to 195. 299 or 7, thank you. There we go. So we now have, alright. Alright. Let's do standby very quick. We got RNAV Z, runway 7 selected. So go ahead, select that, and then Lindy as well. And request that.
United 2678 would like RNAV Zulu runway 27 approach LYNDI transition.
United 2678, you are 18 miles east. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Expect RNAV Zulu runway 27 approach via LYNDI transition. Clear to LYNDI.
So they're gonna give us that.
United 2678 descend.
Alright, they're gonna have us go to 4,000 now. And we'll acknowledge that approach as well.
Maintain 4,000 feet. Expect RNAV Zulu runway 27 approach.
At 4,000, I do want to get our speed down.
United 2678.
I want to get it to 120, one there. I'm gonna drop flaps 1.
United 2678 descend and maintain 3,006. feet.
3,600 now instead.
Descend and maintain 3,600 feet. United 2678.
I'm gonna arm these spoilers here for touchdown. And you should be seeing the runway any second now. Should have a visual established on the field. I do see the runway up ahead. They're having us descend. We're coming in a little bit high, I'm gonna drop spoilers as well as flaps 2.
2678 descend and maintain 3,200 feet.
I'm also gonna activate approach mode here. Acknowledge.
Descend and maintain 3,200 feet. United 2678.
I am going to bring down the HUD. Oh, they don't have it in this one. That's great. Okay. Well, we do have visual on the field. Everything seems to be established well enough. I'm gonna drop speed even more here to 165. Spoilers are still out.
2678 descend and maintain 2,700 feet.
So they're just guiding us in here.
2,700 feet, United 2678.
We're coming in a little tiny, like a tiny bit high. But assuming that the level change will happen here when I select it. When I select it, I think it's just trying to follow the glide slope as closely as possible now. So I'm not going to argue with that. I am going to drop speed again. Flaps going to go to 5. We selected flaps 30 for landing.
2,500.
Alright, landing gear out.
Tower on 118 decimal tree, United 2678.
United
Lindbergh Tower, United 2678, 8 miles east inbound, Arnhem Zulu, runway 27 approach.
9er at 9er.
10.
Arnhem Zulu runway 27 approach.
Acknowledge that. Wind's looking
7 approach,
a little
United
interesting here.
2678.
299 or 8. So autopilot is giving us good stuff here. I'm going to drop our speed again.
2678 wind 289er at 9er. Clear to land runway 27.
Acknowledge that.
Runway 27, United 2678.
Alright, flaps going to 13 or 30 now. Alright, spoilers are armed. Autopilot is going to guide us in here. I will take over control in a little bit here. We are stabilized, and the autopilot's doing a good job of keeping us that way right now. Currently at 1,000. Once we hit about 500 radio, I will take over. Everything is stable. Auto throttle is handling this situation very, very well. Autopilot is coming in pretty stable. From what I'm seeing 4. No, I'm seeing. Everything looks good to me. Altimeter's good. Radio is good. I'm gonna take over control. This is looking really good. A little bit to the left now, a little bit high. Maintaining a good speed here. My joystick is very, very tight right now. It is being it's really stiff. I cannot. Alright, whatever. Still flying in a good approach. It's pretty laggy right now in game, but. Alright, passing through minimums. We're going to continue here. Have a really good feeling about this landing here. Coming in a tiny bit low, it looks like.
100. 50. 30. 20. 10.
Alright. Reverse thrust is out. Right, reverse thrust idle. Auto brake, I'm going to disarm it. Still going 65 here. Make a left turn off this high speed taxiway.
United 2678 turn next taxiway.
And
United 2678 contact ground on 123.9er.
did we even turn on landing lights? Did you have time to do that? No, we did not.
Going to
Turn on taxi lights anyway.
United 2678.
It's very, very busy landing there. Tune ground. We'll request taxi to the gates in a second once we finish up the after landing. So flaps, I'm going to bring all the way up now. Alright, flaps are all the way up. Speed brake Landing lights off, taxi lights on, auto brake off, APU start. We'll also get taxi to gates now.
Lindbergh ground, United 2678 taxi to the gate.
United 2678 taxi to gate 101 using taxiway Bravo 7.
Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Gate 101.
To gate 101 using taxiway Bravo
APU is starting now.
78.
And taxiing to the gate. I was definitely a little right of the center line on that one. Of course, crosswind that we had there. Good news is the plane is able to move freely this time. Last time we did have some trouble with that, but we are getting a good taxi route. Only problem is I'm just a terrible taxier person. Also, there's a fuel truck on the taxi that we're supposed to go on. So I'm just gonna try and scoot past that and ignore that. Everything seems to be going well. APU is started. Definitely not that bad of a landing. The approach was pretty good. Landing was definitely a little rocky there. But we made it anyway. Now we're gonna pull in. Just pumping the brakes. Alright, parking brake are set. At the gate now. APU generators, left and right. And fuel cutoff. Cutoff. Seatbelt sign off, and seatbelt sign off. APU bleed on. Anti-collision lights off. There it is. Anti-ice off. What else should you do? Electric hydraulic pumps. Flight director off and open the doors. Let me get the... Oh, jetway's already connected? Oh, that was weird. I didn't realize it would connect instantly, but that does mean that we can open the door here to allow the passengers to leave. FS actions, doors. Alright, opening that door for the passengers. Next, we have flight directors, all that. Okay. These are just the last things here. IRS off. APU off. Fuel pumps off. Emergency exit lights off. Window heat off. Packs off. Cabin lights, all that. Alright, standby power is already off, and last but not least, battery off. What am I missing here? Is the APU? Is there ground power connected? Where's the APU? Oh, the APU is not off. Oh no, the APU generators. What am I missing? Why is the aircraft still on? Oh, there we go. Standby power is off. And that's it. So yeah, that was a interesting flight. Landing could have been better, center line, but other than that, I think it was not bad. So, yeah. Pretty chill flight. Nice 3-4 hour long recording. This is going to be a pain for me to edit. Anyway, with that, goodbye.